Hey everybody, welcome to my reusable match review and hack mod portion of the video. If you want to like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, share, anything you do does help. And if you want to help out the Patreon, there's a link in the description to go to. And also, if you want to win a sticker, all you have to do is share this video and like and comment on all my other videos, and I automatically send you a sticker in the mail. And if you get one of those stickers, you can win one of those. Alright everybody, so I wanted to get started on this review. I wanted to give an honest review of these. I really do like these. I really do. But they are very, very flawed in a lot of ways, and I'll get into that as this review goes on. This is what one with my sticker looks like. People will be winning these, so this is also a good review to watch, because if you win one of these, or you're buying one of these, or you already own one of these, you'll want to know this information. This thing works great. It's great to have. I wouldn't want to use this an everyday carry to use all the time, but to have one of these in your survival bag or your bug out bag or whatever, these things are awesome. I have to be honest. These things are really good. It's just so reliable, and it's sealed, and you put your fluid in there, right? It takes Zippo fluid. But it does have some drawbacks. The wick is junk. Here, I'm going to show you the difference between wicks. So that's the wick that comes in it. It's just this piece of crap, and that's a Zippo wick I cut for it. So there's the two difference in wicks, and the way that works is there's a piece here. I already got a Zippo wick ready to go for the mod hack part of this video. But the way this works is, okay, so unscrew it. The way this works is this metal piece here, okay, see how it has the two slots right there? You put the wick on the flat edges, right, and then it wedges in there, and then for the last little bit you got to hammer it until those wedges are level with this, right? Because you still got to be able to get it out of there. Don't hammer it all the way where those things are past it, just until they touch the metal edges, and just until they touch those edges. That's all it's got to be. It's just basically got to look like, oh, my finger's casting a shadow, just like that, just until they touch. That's what it should look like. You'll see when I do the video. Anyways, but so the problem with these is the wick, and these junk wicks too, if they're too wet, they won't light. You gotta flick them a little bit, get some of the fluid off, because if they're too saturated, right, it won't light. You need a little vapor for the Zippo fluid to light. So these wicks are kind of junk. And another problem was too is that they have cotton in here. I don't know if you could see it in the camera, but they have cotton in here, and the cotton in there was junk too. Like, I filled this up twice already, and it just sucked. But so the only thing you got to do is, the cotton was so dirty too. Like, I'd taken apart 5-year-old Zippos. The cotton wasn't this dirty. I was very surprised. So what you got to do is you got to get a pair of these like little tiny gripper tweezers, because it's all you could fit in the hole, and you got to pull them all. You got to pull all the cotton out, right? Because I didn't want any of the cotton in there. And then obviously, us being Zippo fanatics and all, we got a little cotton bacon on the side. I shoved cotton bacon on each side, and how I did that was I put it in, and I would put a strip in, a big wadded strip on the right side, and then I'd put a big wadded strip on the left side, and I made it go all the way up each side so that this can go right down the center and always pick up some fluid on that cotton while you're pulling in and out. And they didn't have a very packed wall in there. They only had like a ball in each corner, and it just, I don't know, this thing, it wasn't working great. But now with all the upgrades and everything, it works really good, and you're going to see here as this video continues on. So what you're going to want to do is, you're going to need these tweezers, these thin tweezers, pull out all your cotton, restuff the cotton how I said, and then you're going to pull your piece out. How you do that is you can either get 2 wrenches or whatever, and this piece is going to be lodged in there, right, like so. It's going to be lodged in there like so. You just hold on really tight, and you could just pull it out. That's what I did. Just pull out. When I went to go do it a second time, I accidentally pulled out this entire rod. It just pulls out of these threads here. It'll just go back in. It'll go in tightly. I just bent it a little bit with vice grip, so it stayed tight, and now it's really, really tight, so I don't think it'll be a problem. So then you take your old wick and you throw it off to the side in the garbage right here, because we're not going to save that for nothing. That'll never be useful. And you take your now Zippo wick you want in it. You put it on the flat stock. And like I said, you want to cut it the perfect length so when it folds over this, it doesn't touch the top of the carbide, right? Because there's got to be a little room for the carbide to spark, but you want it close. But when you're striking, you don't want it pulling on the wick while you're trying to strike up and down. So I'm going to actually hammer this off camera, and I'll put it in, and then I'm going to put some fluid in here, and we're gonna see how she up too, because filling it up all the way isn't good. It doesn't have enough cotton in here when you get it like this. I highly suggest doing what I did to this to make it work at max efficiency. And hard to do this on camera. Hold on, all right, now that we got it full of fuel, let's see how she lights. Yeah. First try. Okay, the one thing I was noticing, guys, was that with the old wick, it was harder to light first try. And the problem too that I had when you go to replace this with a Zippo wick, see how it was before, how I showed you was on both sides? It's not going to work like that because the Zippo wick's too thick, right? And this actually works better, I think. So what you do is you feed that length of wick that you had trimmed, you put it the whole length of the pipe, and only keep it on one side of this shim here, and it seems to be working just fine for me. Probably needs a little fluid now because it's been out. Just dunk her back in. Yeah, first try. Blow it out. Should probably light again. Yeah. So this makes it better. And the one thing I noticed too, with this wick, you could see it doesn't need to be trimmed it doesn't need to be pulled up every time you light it. The one problem that you have with the wick that comes with it is this one, is every time you light it, doesn't matter what, the strands burn away and burn away and burn away. Like, this is the worst wick ever. Don't use this wick. If you actually put good cotton in there, like I did, if you take out the cotton, put good cotton in, put a good wick in, this thing's actually really great. Just always remember to be easy on the threads because the threads are plastic. So yeah, man, this thing works great now. I was having problems lighting it and this and that when I first got it, just because of how bad the wick was, right? So now we know. But that's some mods you can do to make this thing a little better. And another thing I figured out too is this sleeve comes right out. You could take this right off if you had to use it for something else in a survival situation or anything like that. This has its own complete plastic case, and this is actually just glued in. So I don't know, cool little things, how to mod or hack this and change it up and make it work a little better. And that's my review also. So take care, everybody. Enjoy it. Abe, thanks for giving this to me and showing me on these things. And like I said, I'm going to be giving them away on the channel. So everyone take care.